Hello everyone. I would like to start by saying congratulations to all of my fellow graduates. I almost feel like I need a word greater than congratulations to cover all of the accomplishments that we as a class have experienced during our time here. Congratulations on choosing St. Mary's. Congratulations on all of your hard work and dedication through years of midterms and finals. Congratulations on finishing your senior comps. While there are countless other achievements that I can stand here and name, both collective and individual, I will end this list by saying what you've probably already heard many times today. Congratulations on graduating. I would also like to thank everyone who has helped and supported both me and my fellow graduates on the journey that has led us to today. Friends, family, faculty, and fellow Bells. In planning what I wanted to say today, I couldn't help but reflect on how I got here in the first place. 5 years ago, I had never even heard of St. Mary's, but I certainly remember the first time I did. I was in the middle of my college search towards the end of my high school career when my dad said to me, "You should apply to St. Mary's College." He told me it was a private, Catholic, all-women's college, and my response to my dad, which I will never forget, was, "I am not going to a Catholic, all-women's college." Nevertheless, I eventually decided to apply and tour the campus, and I fell in love. I like to think this was one of the first of many lessons that St. Mary's College would teach me. Don't judge things too quickly. Try something new or different. Be open to new experiences. And St. Mary's taught me this before I even took my first class here. We all arrived at St. Mary's in different ways. I'm sure some of you were like me and didn't know about the school. Some of us are legacies and grew up hearing stories from mothers and sisters, cousins, and aunts about the joy and magic and sisterhood that they have experienced during their time here. Others may have heard about this special place by chance. I've met so many people here from so many places. Some of my closest friends here are from Illinois, Texas, Indiana, North Dakota, Florida, and Arizona. For my final year here, I had 2 roommates. One was my cousin, who grew up around 20 minutes from my hometown, and the other was an international student from Mexico. These friendships I've made and the people I've met here represent just a portion of the incredible St. Mary's community. We come from all across the country, and even different countries. We speak different languages and have different backgrounds, and yet we all made the same choice to come here. And because of that choice, however or wherever it was made, we will always be united by a community and a legacy bigger than ourselves. I've been lucky enough to see this legacy actualized through the long-lasting connections and community in real time on our beautiful campus. I think of connection and I think about the older couple who stopped me outside the Student Center one game day to take their picture. She was a Bell and he was a Domer. They met here and still continue to visit the campus all these years later. I think about a group of women I once saw inside the Student Center. They saw the Balfour table set up for ring appointments and asked if they were doing ring cleanings. They explained that they were Bells who had been friends since their time here and were visiting campus together as part of a trip. I think of the member of the Board of Trustees and alumna of my department who came to speak to my class. I've spoken to her a few times, but I remember our first meeting with her vividly. She came to our class to speak about her career and her experiences, and after she left, all of the girls talked about just how cool she was, how classy and intelligent and successful. This alumna had gone on so far and done so much, and yet was still so connected to this place, and she continues to support us. I think I can speak for some of the other girls in the class when I say that we wanted to be like her. I think of my internship at a local hospital, where in just one clinic, I met 2 doctors who had graduated from St. Mary's. I also met nurses, community health workers, other student interns, and even patients who shared their experiences and connections to St. Mary's. I think of the rings on most of my fellow graduates' hands, myself included. When I first toured, our guide told us about the St. Mary's College ring and showed us hers. I had thought about it since then and couldn't wait to get mine. When my friends and I finally ordered them, we counted down the days until they arrived with so much anticipation, and I am not ashamed to admit that I asked for a tracking number around the estimated arrival date, checked it multiple times a day, and when it finally came, the ring was out of the box and on my finger within 50 feet of the post office. Every alumna that I've met who has come back to this campus has worn their ring proudly. Our alumna go on to do great things, but those rings act as an anchor. No matter how far we go, we can always come back. I also think of the benches here. Yes, the benches. We walk past the many benches on campus every day, but have you ever stopped to look at them? Sitting around Lake Marion, I would read them, and these too are testaments to the connections of St. Mary's. These are not just benches, but symbols. Every bench is dedicated to someone who is part of our community or someone a community member loved. These are testaments to the long-lasting connections of St. Mary's and living pieces of our history. Some of my favorite dedications are to spouses of many years, to supportive parents, professors, coaches, to the friends made here, and to St. Mary's as a whole. If you haven't had a chance to read some of the dedications yet, I highly recommend that you do. Plus, it gives you yet another reason to walk around our beautiful campus grounds. I will leave you all with one dedication that I think is especially fitting for today from the members of the class of 2002. In honor of St. Mary's College, a place where dreams, memories, and lifelong friendships are made, we are eternally grateful to you. Thank you, and go Bells.